necessary. If not, proceed to step number 2, formulate equations. Then third step, differentiate equations and equate their first derivative because we are going to compare their first derivative. Then last step, use the relation, and step 3 to solve for the unknowns. So to apply this procedure, let's have this first example. What positive number added to its reciprocal gives the minimum sum? So in this particular problem, we are asked the positive number, no, that should be added to its reciprocal that gives us the minimum sum. So this is an application of minima. Minimum is the singular form of minima. So first, we have to let a variable x for the positive number, then variable s for the minimum sum. Then formulate equation from the problem. What positive number added to its reciprocal gives the minimum sum? Therefore, we are going to add the positive number x to its reciprocal, which is 1 over x. That gives us a minimum sum. Atong gi-let nga s. Then after that, differentiate with respect to x. After differentiating x, after differentiating this equation, guys, solve for x. Then substitute. So this solution is by substitution method, no? So what is the derivative of x with respect to x? Sophia? Hello, Sophia?
Hello, sir.
What is the derivative of x with respect to x?
1, sir.
1. Very good. The second term, what is the derivative? 1 over x. Aldrin. Aldrin Felices. What is the derivative of 1 over x
One
with
sir,
respect to x?
negative 1x squared.
Negative
1x squared.
1x squared. Are you sure? This is not 1x squared. This is 1 over x squared. Aldrin.
Negative 1x, sir.
Negative
1x.
1 over x squared, Aldrin. Not 1x. Kaya ka na siyang x, pwede mo natin na siya erase to numerator. So, ang iyahang power, ana, negative 1. Exponent negative 1. Then, i-differentiate nato using power rule. Doon na kay x to the power negative 2. 1 minus 1 man to siya, Aldrin, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Negative 1 minus 1, so negative 2 siya. So, doon na tayo negative 1 over x squared. Ato ibalik sa denominator part. So, negative 1 over x squared. Then, the derivative of s with respect to x, that is ds over dx. Then, equate to 0. So, ato ni siyang i-transpose ang negative 1 over x squared. So, we have 1 equals 1 over x squared. Then, cross multiply. X squared equals 1. Then, solve for x. take square root on both sides. So you have x equals plus and minus 1. Na gets ninyo? Hello guys, na gets ninyo guys? Sophia?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, since we are asked here the positive number, doon naman tayo nakuha diri nga duha ka value sa x, positive and negative 1. We have to absorb the negative 1, then we'll use the positive 1 since x is positive. Nakuha ninyo?
Yes, sir.
So we'll use the positive value, positive 1. Absurd negative 1. Then, the sum, therefore, is equal to 2. Because if we'll add, so we have 1 plus 1. Simple arithmetic, no? 1 plus 1 equals 2. So the minimum sum, therefore, is 2. Then to prove that this is true, we have to use the second derivative test. Differentiate again. Differentiate 1 minus 1 over x squared equal to ds over dx to get the second derivative. So d squared s over dx squared is equal to 2 over x cubed. Okay, ang derivative sa constant 1 is 0 man siya. So ang ato ang i-differentiate now is the negative 1 over x squared. Ang result ani is 2 over x cubed. Then substitute the value of x, which is positive 1. So our second derivative is positive 2. 2 over 1 is 2. Positive. So if positive 2, it means greater than 0. Then if it is greater than 0, it means minimum. Naman na sa atong rule, no? If y double prime is greater than 0, it's a minimum point. Y double prime lesser than 0 is maximum point. Y double prime equals 0 is point of inflection. So atong na-prove guys nga this is true. The sum is a minimum sum. This is equal to positive 2. Okay, so any question guys before we'll proceed? Ang tanong mo kay dana pa koy hatag niyong set work karon ikaw man ani for 20 minutes. Wala pang matana? O ako na lang mangutana. Then Gabriel, wala pang matana din?
Wala ra, sir. Sabot na.
Rigel. Rigel Canonigo. Basta di mo tingog, minus 10 na ba na di mo tingog kay ako nang i-assume nga ning lakaw mo, wala mo attend sa atong klase. Di mo tingog. Rigel Kent. Any question? Adil Lorley.
Yes, sir.
No question, Adil Lorley?
Nakuha naman siya, sir. Okay lang.
Nakwara. Okay, so let's move on to our next example. The sum of two numbers is 6. Find the minimum value of the sum of their squares. So again, this is a minimum, no? Application. Find the minimum value of the sum of their squares. So first solution by substitution method. So we let x the first number, y the second number. because we have two numbers here, no? The sum of two numbers. So we let x as the first number, then y as the second number. Then our sum is s, the minimum sum. So then we'll formulate equations. The sum of two numbers is 6. So x plus y equals 6. So that's our first equation. The second equation, the sum of their squares is a minimum sum. So x squared plus y squared equals s. That's our second equation. Then from equation number 1, guys, solve for y in terms of x. Then substitute to equation number 2. So our y is equal to 6 minus x. Then if you substitute this to equation number 2, we have x squared plus quantity 6 minus x squared equal to s. Then differentiate with respect to x. So we have 2x plus 2 times quantity 6 minus x times negative 1 equal to ds over dx. Then multiply, combine similar terms. So we have 4x minus 12 equal to ds over dx. So that should be our equation number 4. Then after that, equate to 0. So equate na to sa 0, makasolve na to sa value sa unknown variable x. So our x is equal to 12 over 4, which is equal to 3. Then substitute this value back to equation number 3 to determine the value of y. So y therefore is equal to 6 minus 3 equals positive 3. Then substitute again these values of x and y to equation number 2 to determine the minimum sum. So 3 squared plus 3 squared is equal to 18. So that's our final answer. The minimum sum therefore is positive 18. Now to prove that this is true, we have to use the second derivative test to prove that our sum is a minimum sum. So balik ta nga to sa ato ang equation, katong pag-differentiate na to kaganina, doon naman tayo result nga 4x minus 12, equation number 4, equals ds over dx. Ato ni siyang i-differentiate pagbalik. So doon na kay second derivative, d squared s over dx squared, which is equal to 4. Derivative of 4x is 4. Derivative of negative 12 is 0. So 4. What is 4? 4 is positive, greater than 0. So if y double prime, the second derivative is greater than 0, it means a minimum. So therefore, our sum equals 18 is a minimum sum. Any question? Any clarification, guys? Time check, 8:20. At exactly 8:30, we'll start the set work. All right, so another solution is by comparison. So to check that our answer before s equals 18 is true, pwede na ito ma-check aning alternative solution na to by comparison. So in comparison method, guys, ato lang i-differentiate both equation with respect to x. So ang atong first equation, x plus y equals 6. Ang atong second equation, x squared plus y squared equals s. Ato na siyang i-differentiate simultaneously. So first equation, we have 1 plus y prime equals 0. Then ang sa second equation, ato sa siyang i-differentiate. So doon na tayo 2x plus 2yy prime equal to ds over dx. Then yung pagkahuman, atong i-equate to 0. Then solve for y prime. For the first equation, our y prime is negative 1. Sa second equation, our y prime is negative x over y. Then compare equation 3 and equation 4. Y prime is equal to y prime. Therefore, we have positive 1 equals positive x over y. Ma-cancel out na to ang negative sign. So therefore, our y is equal to x. So if y is equal to x, kung ato na siyang i-substitute nga to sa equation number 1, doon na kay x plus x equals 6. Then 2x equals 6, our x is equal to positive 3. So if x is equal to positive 3, yan, there is atong equation number 5, they are equal to y. Therefore, our y is equal to positive 3 also. Then substitute values of x and y to equation number 2 to determine the minimum sum, which is equal to positive 18. Okay? Kuha ninyo guys? Any question? Yeah, to prove that this is true, a minimum sum, we'll use the second derivative test. So, atong na solve ang atong second derivative nga equal to positive 4, which is greater than 0. Therefore, we'll say the sum, which is equal to 18, is a minimum sum. Rigel Ken, Canonigo. Please acknowledge if you're around. Okay. Any question, Rigel? Wala ra. Okay. How about Norwin? Rexer?
Wala ra, sir.
Nens Nigre?
Wala ra, sir.
Ronelo Jose?
Wala ra, sir. Sabot lang.
Okay, so good. Let's move on. Next example. What should be the shape of a rectangular field of a given area if it is to be enclosed by the least amount of fencing? So in here, we need to draw a figure because it is necessary to draw a figure. It's a rectangular field, therefore we can draw a rectangle. We'll let x as the length, y as the width. Then the area of this rectangular field is equal to the product of the length and the width. So xy. Area is equal to xy is our first equation. Then the next equation, kung atong i-measure ang four sides of the rectangular field. So if we'll measure the four sides, we have 2x. Yeah, we have 2 width, 2y. So we'll add 2x plus 2y equals to the perimeter. So kanang perimeter guys, mama na siya ang total measure, no, of the shape, the rectangular shape. So that's our equation number 2. Then from equation number 1, we can solve for y para ato ni siyang i-substitute nga re sa equation number 2. So ang atong y dire is a over x. Then substitute this value to equation number 2. So what is our perimeter now? Our perimeter is equal to 2x plus 2 times the value of y, which is a over x, which is equal to 2a over 2ax, no? Then differentiate with respect to x. So we have dp over dx equals 2, the derivative of 2x, then minus 2a over x squared, the derivative of 2a over x. Then after that, equate the first derivative to 0. And we can determine the value of a. So our a is equal to x squared. So if a is equal to x squared, it means that the area of the rectangular field is a square. It is a square. So the shape is a square. So they have the same sides. The length is just equal to the width. Okay, so any question here? Aldrin.
Wala ra, sir.
Very good. So, an alternative solution by comparison method, guys. So, atong two equations, ato siyang i-differentiate, no? Simultaneously, then atong equate dayon to 0, then compare their first derivative, y prime. So, sa equation number 1, a equals xy. So, iyahang first derivative is dA over dx equal to xy prime plus y, product rule, equate to 0, so we can get y prime. Y prime is equal to negative y over x. Then sa second equation, the first derivative of the perimeter equal to 2x plus 2y is dp over dx equal to 2 plus 2y prime, then equate to 0. So our y prime is equal to negative 1. Now, ngano ganin ni-equate to 0, guys? Unsay reason nganong ni-equate to 0? Kisay makatubag. Nganong ni-equate man tani sa 0? Shara Lo. Hello, Shara. Why is it we equate our first derivative to 0? Shara. Then Gabriel. Nganong ni-equate mo to 0, then Gabriel?
Para makuha ang gatong JD pangita, sir.
Para
Or,
makuha ang so ipangita. Any other reason why? Kay marag dili kay ta siya bugat nga rason din Gabriel. Ano man mo? Na ba tayo rule ana nga mo equate to 0 gyud?
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Para makuha yung standard form, sir.
Makuha ang standard form. Aside ana, ang makuha ang standard form, unsa ba gilaing kanang bugat nga rason nganong ni-equate man ta to 0 sa iyang first derivative?
Para ma-simplify.
Para ma-simplify, doon na pag pinakabugat gid ana siya ralo nga rason. Nga may ako ang
To find its roots, sir.
find its roots, napagilain gid siya ralo. Kanang makaana ta nga kinahanglan gid ay nga mo-equate to 0. Okay, so ako na lang mo tubag sa akong pangutana, Sharalo. Ni equate to 0 kay kanang mo find mo get ta sa critical point. Di ba before? Nag-trace ta sa mga critical points. Di ba ang slope sa line tangent to the curve passing through the critical point, either minimum or maximum, is 0. The slope of the line, which is a horizontal line. So, mo na siya rason nganong atong gi-equate to 0 ang first derivative. Because the slope of the line tangent to the curve is just equal to the first derivative of the function. Y prime is equal to 0. So, mo na siyang ini-equate kitag 0. Okay, we are finding the minimum sum. Minimum is critical or maximum. So, either minimum or maximum. So, mo na siya bugat nga rason nganong gi-equate na to og 0. Wala na to gi-magic nga ato lang na gi-equate to 0 para ma-solve na to dayon ang value. So ni follow ta na nga principle, nga concept nga kinahanglan ma-equate na to 0 kay ang slope anang naata sa critical point 0 man. Nakuha ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So padayon ta no. So dire atong nakita nga ang y, the value of y, pag compare nato sa y prime of number 3 and number 4, y prime equals y prime. Y over x is equal to 1. So, i-cross multiply na to ana, y is equal to x. So, if y is equal to x, meaning the length is equal to the width. Therefore, the shape of the rectangular field is a square. They have the same sides. So, usa ni siya ka proof nga our first solution is correct. Our first answer, our answer which is equal to our y is equal to x is a correct one. So therefore we conclude that the shape is a square. Kaya mamanay pangutana no? What should be the shape? So sa may forma sa atong rectangular field. Dili rectangle, it's a square di ay. Ang
So,
forma.
false day, sir.
Yes. So kuan siya, minimum siya no? Muna yung pinaka-minimum shape na to. At least na may word list amount of fencing. So atong gi-enclose ang atong rectangular field by the least amount of fencing. So that's minimum. Okay, so this time guys, kay 8:30 naman, screenshot ni palihog ang inyong next assignment, assignment number 11. So exercise number 11 na ninyo, pero sa ang inyong answeran sa inyong exercise kanilang last 3 problems. Ang first 2 inyo na yung solvon karon. Set work number 2 ta. So I'll give you 20 minutes to answer this 2 problems. What number exceeds its square by the maximum amount? Then second, the sum of two numbers is k. Find the minimum value of the sum of their squares. So please turn on your video while answering this set work, guys. I'll give you 20 minutes to answer this. Please turn on your video, Rosemary. Rosemary Mahinay, please.
Sir, niya sa sir. Dili pa mo na ito. Ngira sa kapagis.
Take your time. 5 minutes more. Alright guys, time's up. You can upload now your answers to our classroom. See you next meeting guys. God bless. And
Bye, sir.
always
Thank
stay
you, sir.
safe guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye, sir.